No.
I guess this is the reason. Let's open the Rambam and say this is
Maybe away.
Okay, let me know.
Yeah, no. But if this is being recorded, that's great. I don't have to bother you with this.
Oh, wow. I don't want to see this.
okay, let's open again, Sefer's Manim again. Chanuka.
Good morning, Rabbi.
Good morning, good morning.
Sure.
Larry, you there?
Yeah, Larry's there.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning. Boker Tov, everybody.
I don't know why we're stuck with Mal's picture. This is not a good thing.
No, I pictured my picture.
You can see us, yes? Okay.
Yeah, you should be able to see
Okay, we have
me.
to
My
look,
camera's
we have to look
I
at
can see it perfectly.
we have to look at two Rambams. Come, one Rambam is in Sefer's Manim Elchot Chanuka. That's open for everyone, and everyone come with the coffee, the cake, and the cheesecake, and whatever it is. It's always
Rambam? Eli, you want to get the Rambam?
Yeah, okay.
the Rambam.
morning, like morning, like a morning. Like.
Let's open what we have to take in Sefer's Manim.
Okay. Good morning, Larry.
Good morning, everybody. Mal, how are you today? Eli, everybody.
Hi, good morning.
Hey, Eli.
How's everybody?
It's getting cold here in Florida. How's it in New York?
Warm. It's about 75.
Yeah, it's
75 today in New York. 75 today in New York.
Oh, yeah?
Okay.
Everybody can see the rabbi.
I'm good now.
Come, look a second again in Rambam.
Jojo, put the rabbi in the middle. Jojo, put the rabbi right in the middle of the camera, please.
Let's read again the Rambam. Tomorrow night is the first night of Chanuka. We're going to see the question of all the Achronim are asking, but we need another Rambam. But let's start here. Rambam says, first the Rambam describes the Bayit Sheni כשמלכי יוון גזרו גזירות על ישראל, when the Greeks וביטלו דעתם ולא הניחו אותם לעסוק בתורה ובמצוות. Anyway, skip 2 lines. עד שריחם עליהם אלוהי אבותינו והושיע מידם, השם saved us from them, וגברו בני חשמונאי הכהנים הגדולים. It's interesting. There's no time. בני חשמונאי הכהנים הגדולים. How many כהנים גדולים were there? והרגו והושיעו ישראל מידם. Fine. So look at now in הלכה ב'. This is what we are focusing on, הלכה ב'. וכשגברו ישראל על אויביהם, listen carefully to the Rambam. The day of the final victory, ואיבדו, בכ"ה בחודש כסלו היה. Remember, tomorrow night, Thursday, is כ"ה, which means Friday is כ"ה, yes? So let's take today's date. The Rambam says the day that the final victory took place was Friday. ונכנסו להיכל, and they entered בית המקדש. לא מצאו שמן טהור במקדש, they couldn't find pure שמן, אלא פח אחד, one jug, ולא היה בו להדליק אלא יום אחד בלבד. The amount was enough only for a day. והדליקו ממנו נרות המערכה 8 ימים. They used it for 8 days, עד שמצאו, until they found, until they crashed, until they squeezed the 18th. Now, if the victory is on Friday, so when did they light the menorah the first time? That night. The menorah is being lit
The night before
the
that.
menorah.
Right? So you're saying Friday night it should be, but we're lighting it Thursday night.
The menorah, the mitzvah, the menorah is to light בין הארבעים. It says in the Chumash, שיערוך אותו אהרון ובניו, מערב עד בוקר בין הארבעים. So they really lit the first time the 26th. How come we are celebrating tomorrow night, which is the 25th? This is the famous question of the Pri Chadash. Look again at the Rambam. The Rambam says, "Ukeshegavru Yisrael al oiveim ve'ibdu b'chafhei b'chodesh Kislev." They march in Friday morning, Friday noon, Friday afternoon. They light the following evening, which is the 26th. We light on 25. This is a very famous question.
And they would not light in the day, because on other times they would light in the night and then they would do light the following day. Had they not lit the night before, they would light in the day? Is that their policy?
In a minute,
Yeah.
what you are saying is one of the answers, but we'll see if we can accept it or not.
Yeah.
In order to answer, let's go to the Rambam in Ilchot Tmidim U'Musafim right here.
One would think if you didn't light the night before, you can't light
Look,
the day.
Sefer Avodat
can.
Tmidim U'Musafim Perigim. Let's open for you. I have six here. We have already.
Okay.
It's open anyway. It's
You would accept
it. What?
You would accept
Sefer Avodat.
Also, are we separating the lighting or separating the victory?
Right. This is another important point. Right. פרק ספר עבודה, הלכות תמידים ומוספים,
Which
ספר עבודה, הלכות תמידים ומוספים, פרק ג'. As Eli says, it's right after Korban, right? Let's look הלכה י'.
But Ben Harbine is still that day, right? It's before Shkia.
The Hadlaka is for the next day.
No.
בין הארבעים בשבת, it's ספק חטא. Yes, we know it.
Ben Harbine is what?
בין הארבעים בפריידי, זה חילול שבת דאורייתא. קידוש הלכה בין הארבעים בשבת. בין הארבעים is... Anyway, let's look at the Rambam הלכה י'. Rambam says, the Rambam is describing here the mitzvah of lighting the menorah in Beit HaMikdash. Says the Rambam in הלכה י', דישון המנורה, דישון, to remove the oil, to change the wicks, to wipe, והטבת נרותיה, and preparing the candles, בבוקר, בין הארבעים מצוות עשה. This is really what Rani said before. Rambam is the only one that says that he did it twice a day. בבוקר, ובין הארבעים. we see the case in Mishneh. שנאמר, יערוך אותו אהרון ובניו. The pasuk is only proving that it's a mitzvah aseh. You don't see in the pasuk clearly that it's boker u'bein ha'arbayim. The pasuk that he quotes is mitzvah aseh. Continues, והדלקת הנרות דוחה את השבת ואת הטומאה. The same as the regular avodah that is being done daily in Beit HaMikdash, lighting the menorah has to be done on Shabbat. As Friday, as Thursday. Beit HaTumah, here, Beit HaTumah means most of the Kohanim are Tameh, and the only Kohen available is Kohen Tameh, you can do it, which of course is the source of another question. So what's the big deal if you find all the Shem and Tameh? If the Rambam openly says that Hadlakat HaMenorah Doche Shabbat, the same as slaughtering the Korbanot and putting them on the Mizbeach, Beit HaTumah, if the Kohanim are Tameh, you can light the Menorah with the Kohen Tameh. So what was the need for the nest of Chanuka if there's no other oil? Use that.
Who says the Tameh Kohen is equivalent to Tameh oil?
Good. Rani says maybe it's only Tameh Kohen. We see it in there. So question one is, when did they light the menorah? The day they marched in the evening, so we light the day before. Question number two is, Tuma. Okay, let's just continue. Now we'll see the case of Mishnah in a second. וכמה שמן הוא נותן לחומר, מבית המקדש, how much olive oil was placed, every candle, חצי לוג, שנאמר,
It had to last 24 hours?
so
Well,
this has to do,
twice,
this
is it
has to
12
do
hours?
with the,
I know.
what you said before.
I know.
To see if you do it twice, it's like, it's last for the night.
Right, but they could put 24 hours worth and then refill what gets burnt. This way you keep
חצי
some-
log is approximately 7-8 ounces. שנאמר, מערב עד בוקר, this is a pasuk.
Mhm.
And how much did the pach contain?
That's-
That's log or
that's
So
what
full
I'm
log?
for
saying.
one day, if you have 7 candles, 7 times,
Oh.
let's say around 60 ounces. 10 לו כמידה שיהיה דולק מערב עד בוקר. Please listen to this Rambam now because we're coming back to it in regard to what Rani said before. ואין מחנכים המנורה. מה זה מחנכים?
Clean it out.
מחנכים, no. מחנכים is the first time that you start, אין מחנכים המנורה, אלא בהדלקת 7 נרותיה בין רבן. The same exactly by the Mizbeach, for instance, yes? קורבני לחמי לאישה, yeah? The first time that they offer the korban has to be in the morning. If that day they didn't do in the morning, they cannot do in the afternoon. So by the menorah, the first time the menorah is sanctified to become menorat mikdash has to be with the nerot of Ben Arba. Okay? Here, for Rambam. Let's just read one more halacha, then we'll go to the case of Mishnah. Rambam continues, Ma'u dishun menorah. The Rambam told us, Kol ner shekava, if the fire is out, Mesira petila, you remove the wick, the kol Hashem shebaner, and you remove the oil. Umekancho, you wipe it inside. ונותן בו פתילה אחרת, you change the wick, ושמן אחר במידה שהוא חצי לוג. What do you do with the stuff that you took away? וזה שהסיר, משליחו במקום הדשן, there was a special near the מזבח, that certain בנות has to be placed there, then you burn them. אם תישון המזבח הפנימי. When you clear every day the mizbeach for the ketoret, when you took the leftover on the mizbeach, you put it there. Umadlik ner shekava. Now listen to this. Another big chidush of the Rambam. The hadlakat haneirot hi hatavatam. Remember, from kids, everyone else, to light the menorah is the mitzvah. Rambam says the hatavat haneirot. The main part of the mitzvah is to remove, to clean, to prepare. In a minute you see, of course, everything here answers many questions.
Wow.
Every point that we said answers more questions. Let's look at the case of Mishneh. Case of Mishneh. And this halacha. And halacha Yud-Bet. Yeah, Yud-Bet. Let's see. ומה שכתב, if you have the new Rambam, is on this page, because of Mishnah on this page, מה שכתב, yes, if you have the old one, which one do you have? Yeah, yes, you have it. Yeah. By you, it's they give it to me. By you,
Doesn't say you bet, does it?
I don't see it. It's very small.
I have guess of Mishnah, but it doesn't say you bet.
I'll give you another. You're right. By you, it's in that space. See, מה שכתב, no, it's in the middle of הלכה י"ב, כסף משנה זה י"ב, תראה את זה. זה כסף משנה. מה שכתב בהדלקת הנרות היא הטבתם, זהו דעת רבינו, צוני ברמב"ם, שהוא סובר, פוטרני mentioned before, שגם בבוקר מדליק הנרות, it's not only lit at night, to do it in the morning. וכי כתיב, when the pasuk says, listen carefully, the כסף משנה is putting the pasuk into it now, וכי כתיב, והקטיר עליו הארון, כתורת שמים בבוקר, בהיטיבו את הנרות, פירוש, והיטיבו בהדלקות. So he learns here, והקטיר עליו הארון המזבח הכתורת, ושמים בהיטיבו, not the preparation, the Rambam says that preparing is the lighting, yes, okay.
What does the pasuk say about Boker twice?
Okay, so the Gemara talks about this has to do with it. Oh, it's a good question. והאחרונים חולקים עליו. Remember, this is written 400 years ago. האחרונים is those after the Rambam. If the Rambam was in 1150, it means the Rashba, which was about 75 years later, ואומרים שאין הדלקת הנרות אלא בין הארבעים. Only at night. ופירוש בהיטיבו היא לא הדלקה. Not like the Rambam told us that בהיטיבו מן הטבת הנרות היא הדלקתה, אלא תיקון הפתילות. וכל זה תמצא באורך בתשובות הרשב"א.
But why did the Petilot need a fix-it? Like,
no, because if the light is out, so you have a...
So there's enough oil to keep going, so just change the wick in order to relight.
You must change, every time you change the wick, you change
Yeah, the fresh oil.
Fresh oil.
ומדברי רש"י שכתבתי בסמוך, זה כזה משנה, based on רש"י, וממה שכתב בפירוש התורה נראה, שדעתו ודעת האחרונים. So רש"י disagrees, רמב"ם, רשב"א, וכן נראה דעת הרבה. יופי.
So the ones that disagree light once a day,
Right, only בין הארבעים.
does twice a day.
Right, so let's go back now to the original question. Look how nice it comes out. Question was, if the Rambam is telling us that the military victory took place on 25. So when do you light? You light that evening. It's 26. How come we light 25? Yeah. But if the Rambam's opinion is that you have to light during the day, so as they marched in, they have to light for the day. Says the Or Gadol in Masechet Yoma. This is how he answers the question of the Pri Chadash. Pri Chadash wants to know how come we celebrate 25. He says, yeah. But, of course, it doesn't work. Why? Let's go back now to Halacha Yud Aleph.
Good question, Rabbi. If the preparation is considered the mitzvah itself, what happens if prepare and they don't light? I did the preparation in light, so maybe I need one without the second one doesn't count.
But the main point
is the preparation.
In the you'll see. The kavanah is good for Sudah Shlishi, to get a chair. But no, but in everything in life, I mean, you prepare a man for an operation, everything, all the doctor, but the final, they didn't do it. Look now at Halacha Yud Aleph. Again, Yud Aleph. Kama shemen hu noten.
But Rabbi, could I ask a question before? Do you mind?
Okay.
No, go. I could wait. Go. Sorry, excuse me.
I'll tell you why, because this is the key. Kama shemen hu noten lechol ner chasidu. נאמר מערב עד בוקר, תן לו מידה, שיהיה דולק מערב עד בוקר. ואין מחנכים. You don't dedicate the menorah to make it a holy object that can be used, אלא בהדלקת שבעת נרותיה בין הארבעים.
So you must start it.
Now remember, the story that we know on Chanuka is good for the parties And the parties are based on the story. But in reality, of course, the menorah wasn't there.
Oh.
So the Gemara in Masechet Avodah Zarah wants to know, what do you like?
Oh,
What do you do? What do you do? You walk in, there's no shemen. What? What do you do?
there's no
You
menorah.
have to prepare a new menorah from metal.
Right. Oh.
So the menorah at that day was a new. You cannot
that's
light
right.
it as you come in
That's
because
right.
you cannot dedicate the menorah unless you meet the night before. So the answer that we gave fell apart.
Oh, wow.
And he himself says it, the Or Gadol says, I have a nice answer. You have to light night and morning. They marched in, the minute they marched in, they used the oil for that day. No. Since the Gemara tells us that this was a new menorah until that manual time to prepare a similar nice menorah, אין מחנכים את המנורה, זה קושיה עצומה.
So
So
what are
the
we doing?
question, yeah, what we
No,
do.
that they had to mechanech the new menorah that they
Correct.
made.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
menorah.
I'm saying so we have
Correct.
to-
You cannot do
we
it
have
with the
nothing to
light
hang
of
on
the
to
day.
as
Correct.
far as physical stuff, but
Correct.
maybe we're commemorating the victory.
So he says one of two ways. Either you have to
We have
take
no
the answer,
physical stuff to hang on
either you
to.
have to take the answer of the Pri Chadash. This is what Rani says. Either you take the answer of the Pri Chadash to answer, but you realize, to answer the question of the Bet Yosef. The Bet Yosef has a famous question, there are books written on it, hundreds of answers. If they had enough oil for 1 day, so the miracle was only 7 days. So why do we celebrate? So one answer is, the first night we celebrate the victory, and the rest is the shemen. If this is the answer, so we have an answer. Emet, they didn't light for the first time till the evening of the 26th. But the reason we celebrate, but in the Rambam it's difficult to put in.
In the big picture of it, the plan was to wipe us out. So because of the victory, that's the big deal. I mean, the lighting is the lighting, but survival is a whole other story.
But I mean, this is the idea,
Yeah.
the Pri Chadash that says the first night to celebrate. Larry, what did you want to ask?
No, I'm just the Rambam. They're also careful about the lashon. So if the pasuk says Beitivo Tanerot, how does the Rambam come to say that Beitivo really means Bahadliko? Really, I mean, it's a nice thing that the Kesef Mishnah says, but from where does he know that? The Torah would have said Bahadli.
First of all, the Kesef Mishnah doesn't say it, because the Rambam says it. But look at the Rambam again. The Rambam says, "V'adlakat hanerot v'atabatam." Look at the Alachayot Bet again. No one would ever dare say it unless the Rambam said it. Here, in a minute you'll see why this is extremely important. Ma'u dishuna menorah, you see Alachayot Bet, the third line. V'adlakat hanerot v'atabatam. And the Kesef Mishnah again says, why is this Rambam a must? Why is it a must? Because if you look at the Rambam in Kerei HaMikdash, let's see if we can find it. Okay. Let's look at, I think it's
The existing menorah was tameh, or was it just missing, or it was tameh?
It was missing. Either Tameh is asking, it's either missing.
Or tameh.
Okay, let me show you another.
What's the question? Maybe they made the second one out of wood or something.
The Gemara says wood is not good, so they made it like metal that covered with right. Parts. Look a second in the Rambam. In Chot Kerei HaMikdash, let's see a second. Not sure we can find. I think it's in Perashat.
Al Hanesim only talks about the victory, right? Al Hanesim only talks about the victory.
Right.
It's the name, so I'm talking about the victory.
No, obviously, what we are thinking the mayor. Look at it. Okay, let's see if I find it. I'm not sure. I didn't see.
About the victory in the Mishnah.
What?
I said the thing is that it's so little written about the victory, about the war, the victory in the Mishnah. And they
Because real Judaism doesn't never celebrate military might.
has to celebrate
Military
might.
might is the Greeks and the Romans, the Americans and the Europeans. I asked the war is only the might,
And
the
truth is,
power of the tanks and airplanes.
they weren't
is not the
traditional
point,
warriors, they
yes?
weren't traditional warriors anyway.
No, but it's a very important point. Like I was saying, this is very famous.
There's no question really on that shit. I know it said it.
People are afraid to think like this, but we go up and give me a say. Obama clear and done. Which I do.
Is there somewhere it says that I heard that they ganged up with the Romans to defeat the Greeks, and eventually the Romans turned on, obviously, on us, but that they had an alliance with the Romans
I'm
during the war.
sure that someone says people say everything.
Okay.
All this is a new theory.
No, I don't say it's a new thing.
The trick every year somehow, this is Jews.
Come up with
always
something new.
Before we discovered Chinese food, I mean, did you ever
Okay,
eat?
did you ever hear what I said?
No, yeah, I said that they teamed up with the
I mean,
Romans.
you did hear that somewhere. Okay.
Oh, but I'm sure that this is it's a classic. Okay, anyway, go back, listen carefully. The Rambam says it is based on the Gemara in Yoma that the menorah can be lit outside, and the menorah can be lit by non-Kohen. Can you tell to everyone? Pasul. The answer is the mitzvah is not to light, the mitzvah is to prepare.
Wow.
The Kohen has
If
to
a
prepare.
stranger, you hear Larry, this is the answer.
Wow.
You have, the Rambam has to be consistent, and is very consistent. And the Rambam says that hadlakat hamenorah keshera bezav. This is exactly what he says. There isn't any avodah, except shchita, of course, which is not avodah, yes, can be done by zav.
Is that the reason? Is that the reason? Is that the reason? The first time Aaron did the hatavad, wasn't there a Rashi or something that Aaron did the hatavad, even though it's not that important?
No, sir. What you're saying is, everyone is asking Hashem comforts our role by telling you
I'm gonna give you this
that
every day.
you are going to be in charge of the menorah. Every jerk can do it. What are you doing to our role? Says the Meshech Chochmah in Perashat Baruch, of course, but the first time it was done, it had to be done by Aaron. The same way, in order to sanctify the, and that, so go, you understand? So the Rambam says, Adlakat hanagot yet avatam. This is the Adlaka. Of course, you have to light the menorah also. This is not the point. Well, you know, if you like, speeches in life, the preparation is everything. But of course, at the end, you can think about filling whatever you want, yes? If you don't put it on, it's not on.
Like
But
I think they have the inauguration of the president of the United States. There's a lot of work that gets done. They prepare the Capitol
Right.
steps, they do all the stuff, all the
Right,
flags,
right.
the band,
Right.
everybody. But unless they pull the trigger, the guy who prepared these seats doesn't get any
right.
credit.
So, believe it or not, the Meiri, who was after the Rambam, the Meiri was 150 years after him. He says that the military victory was at 24.
Ah,
The Pri Chadash himself brings it. According to him, everything is
that
perfect.
changes everything.
But the Rambam Ferush doesn't say. The Rambam, if the Rambam would say it, we would save all this problem. The Rambam says clearly that they marched in. So you have to take either the answer that he said before, the victory.
Or was the 24th. So Rabbi, there's no
You see-
recorded documents of exactly what
Right,
happened,
but
like we
what's
have.
to say about it?
I'm sure that the Hebrew you have some theories about it.
You'd imagine there would be some documentation, somebody recorded it someplace.
By
Mishnah
me,
should tell us today.
this is
This is it.
it.
This is the
Documentation.
source.
The book was written by millions in the last 800 years.
But they weren't there.
The same as every
The
document.
Megillat is there.
I mean, I'm asking you a question. Your grandchildren are going to learn about
Contemporary.
your grandchildren are going to learn about President Clinton. If the if the teacher is a diehard, Democrat, other Kalinitsky
You're
never
not gonna hear
existed.
about
It's
it.
only accusation. It's a shekel, yeah. If you are teaching, I mean, today we learned that everything can be fabricated,
Course.
everything
We
is
have
done by
today,
a person.
on October 7th, and nobody's talking about the devastation they did on the women. Now, all of a sudden, they're saying, oh, with Me Too, except Jews, what happened here?
Not so far.
Okay, listen to it.
Even
So,
Biden was
even the
upset.
press, all the, yeah.
Okay,
Biden
listen.
finally got compelled into doing
No,
it.
it's only because Israel yesterday presented a special video only for the Arab leaders in Israel. They never opened their mouth. Look, this is it. Now they say, oh, whatever, it's a new document. Yes, it's a new document. No?
That's why they don't release the 17 weeks.
The document was taken with the Arabs. Can you imagine the rapists taking the
They killed
No,
them.
the answer is, we wonder because we assume that there's justice. People like to justify whatever they like to live in. This is it. It's a fact of history. Every generation a different language, but we see it more than ever.
So history is selective. History is selective.
Why weren't they
Definitely.
released?
Now go back to the original Rambam and look a second. Go back to the Rambam. Now look at the Rambam, and the Rambam says again, Halacha Yud Aleph. Remember, the Rambam's shita is Adaka Keshera B'Zar because it's not Avodah, it's a Gemara and Gemara. And theoretically speaking, you can light the menorah outside because if the dishun is the main point, the dishun has to be done inside. But the actual lighting, the ongoing, yes. Let's see again. Kama shemen loter lechol chatzilo, fine. So we know the measure. Let's say chatzilo is approximately 10 ounces. How did you find out for the first time in the time of Moshe how much oil?
Oh,
So I'm sure that anyway, the Gemara in Menachot says 2 opinions. Or they put a lot the first time,
and they see what's
there's
left.
over. The next
Yeah,
day,
you know.
left, or the opposite. See, if they put a lot, we're here. They put a lot, left over, that's all again. Yeah. And the other opinion is they put little. I mean, little means what they thought is
Keep
enough.
adding,
Then they added.
Well, that would make sense for Pochet and Holech, and like that Machloket, no?
But this creates a very big problem. Why? Look a second in the Shulchan Aruch.
Let's raise another question. Do all olive oils burn at the same rate? Like petroleum, some better crude is a more pure.
That's what
probably knew already.
If this crop has a more potent oil, this one is a less potent oil.
Beta Levi directly is asking a question. Only Beta Levi is saying. Beta Levi is saying, David, you have enough oil for one day because there's wicks will fit.
Oh.
Make the thinnest
Yeah, it
wicks.
uses less
And
oil.
the oil will be.
The wick also is a
Big
big
question. In a minute you'll see this is part of the answer, but let's see a minute.
Can you add oil if you don't?
Oh, good question. Eli is asking the practicality. You take this. It says before not to, yes.
I never did it.
Wait, after the first half hour? During the first half hour, yeah.
Let's look at the Shulchan.
Well, let's say you didn't realize it's only gonna last 20 minutes as your time is running out.
So now I'm not saying no.
Yeah, okay, let's look at it. This is why the Shulchan Aruch, we don't know what is the Sifrei HaKitzurim, but the Shulchan Aruch happens to speak about it based on the Rosh. And the Shulchan Aruch talks about Adlaka or mitzvah or there. Let's see, right here. It says beferush the amount of oil to be placed as you light, because the mitzvah is the moment you light, yes, has to be enough to burn half an hour or whatever the.
But you shogeg, you made a mistake.
It's כמעט בכל המטרה. Please look in Taf Reish Ayin Gimel.
See, everything's prepackaged now, so we don't.
Eli is
Right.
right. Today they save us.
Prepackaged.
They
Think
save us.
about it.
Right, just put the cup in
I'm
the.
telling you, it's prepackaged to burn even Erev Shabbat.
Yes.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
because Erev Shabbat you need
Yeah,
more.
but the 2.5-hour ones, they have the
Yeah,
different
right,
cups.
right,
Which
right,
one you want?
Small, medium.
Well, that's interesting, because then there's no hatava, there's only hadlaka.
One candle, it'll last. You
Right.
need all the
Yeah,
candles.
'cause
Once you have
collect the
8 of
heat,
them,
you
it's
collect the
so
heat.
much hotter.
Right,
The heat burns
right,
hotter, it
right,
doesn't
Eli is
last.
right. When you light 7, you need candles that are double bone
Right.
because they melt each other.
Exactly.
And Rabbi, the word ner is not necessarily a candle. It's the concept of what is being lit. Could be oil with a wick, or could be a candle, right?
Right.
Ner is a collective phrase of the
Right.
object that's being lit.
Means candle, no?
We think candle,
No,
but
normally,
no, but we're talking there
normally,
normally. No, we're talking there and they want to use candles, using oil and a wick. Ner is a generic term,
Yeah.
apparently a generic term for the item that's being lit.
We think nair is a candle, nice wax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's.
We don't, in a way, it's a misnomer, because we see Neirot as like candles, but not
I saw
necessarily.
yesterday when it said.
With the wicks? We're being precise in language.
Look in 2 places.
Yeah.
First look on Tav Reish Ayin Gimel, 673 Halacha Bet. Good Tav Reish Ayin Gimel, but Sif Bet. Sif Bet, I think it's the next page. Sif Bet.
Two pages later.
Yeah. Yes.
Sif Bet. הדלקה עושה מצווה, לפיך, אם כבתה, קודם זמן, so what's happening?
Every single time somebody comes in, we have to admit them. I don't know why.
That's why it's recording now, something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Alright, so it's a.
As it's being recorded, so we have
Yeah,
to
but I don't
reserve
know.
our comments, now
Yeah.
it's being on record.
Is that why we stopped recording? We
No,
know the
there's,
record?
there's no storage.
Why don't we clean out some old?
He must have did something. I don't know. He must have fixed it.
Salim, you there?
No, he's,
No, in the morning.
he works.
Look a second, הלכה ב', הדלקה עושה מצווה. So the minute you light the menorah, the mitzvah was fulfilled. לפיכך, therefore, אם כבתה קודם זמנה, if the candle blew out, temperature sometimes
Yeah.
Eli is right, also the pre-packaging almost never happens. When they used to prepare it yourself, they always, אינו זקוק לה, you don't have to relight it. ואפילו כבתה בערב שבת, קודם קבלת שבת, even before שבת, why? שעדיין מבעוד יום אינו זקוק לה. אוקיי? וכן, אם לאחר שהדליקה, after you lit, you have to be fixed, sometimes you can look at flickers on this.
Yeah, sometimes the
You
wicks
want to
are-
fix it, וקיבע אותה בשוגג, yes? אינו זקוק לה. Look at the משנה ברורה, says משנה ברורה. Look at the משנה ברורה 25, the first white line.
Oh, but if you want to, okay, she says you can go back and light, but it's not
Right,
said.
בלי ברכה.
Beli bracha.
הדלקה עושה
But that's a new
מצווה.
light, maybe you have to clean it out.
רוצה,
maybe-
but not by this was in מקדש של ישראל. שים לב, רוצה לומר, כיוון שהדליק תקף קיים המצווה. לפיכך, אם כבתה, אין זקוק. Please listen. ואם הדליקה במקום הרוח, וכבתה, if you lit in a place that you know to do to the weather, it's going to be blown up.
So the lighting
That's
was.
why he said shogeg and not mazid.
No, but
Yeah.
Not so
They
good.
didn't take precautions.
No, but before in halacha, he said shogeg, if you look.
זקוק לה לחזור להדליקה. Because what you did doesn't count. Half an hour in a normal open place. Now, then the Rama says, if you want, you can rekindle it, but beli beracha, yes?
But let's ask this question, day 6,
Yeah.
candle 5 goes out. Do I worry about that, or is the sixth one is the key thing?
5 is definitely not the problem. The problem is always
There's
candle
candle
one.
The
one.
new one.
So if candle six
Candle
goes out,
5 is only the.
you do it. So the candle, as long as candle one is
Once
good,
you-
I'm good.
You have to do it. If you
You don't
don't
have to
want
light
to,
it.
you have to do anything,
Yeah.
yes? Okay,
Rabbi Prague.
yes,
It's interesting. Everybody says hadlakata whatever the lashon was. What other mitzvot do you have that every time you do the mitzvah it's finished? So what is he mechadesh here?
just a minute. What is a mechadesh? That before, without him saying it, we would say that before it's lit for half an hour, you didn't do anything.
Okay, what other mitzvot do we have like this?
Almost every mitzvah, we'll see in a minute.
Even though the preparation is very important, it doesn't get triggered until you light it. That's we're fine, right?
Let's go back now to the original case. Please listen good. The Rosh says, the Shulchan Aruch says, you must have enough oil when you light to burn half an hour.
Okay.
In Beit HaMikdash, how did they do it? If they put first a small amount and they saw that it's about to be out and they added, it's not good. The Kusham food.
Because they might not have had enough to start with. They
Very
had
famous,
right.
not only some of the Greeks. From day one,
Yeah.
there's two opinions in the
You have
Gemara.
to
This
have
is
enough.
a question of Dolei Acholi, Kol Chaim and See, here's the point.
Oh,
In Beit HaMikdash, Larry, you're obligated to rekindle it. Yes? In Beit HaMikdash, the mitzvah is me'erev ad boker, not too light.
To be lit.
Too light, and it should be lit. Me'erev ad boker. So in Beit HaMikdash, I don't care if I put in the beginning a smaller amount and I add.
Right.
See, by us,
It's the lighting.
only adlaka osam mitzvah, this is important.
oh,
Only adlaka. So theoretically,
You have to have it full.
here is why it's important. This-
More machmir on Chanuka than
No, because it's a different together.
It's a different
It's
mitzvah.
a sugya, the sugya of adlaka or not. I saw in the sefer of Rabbi Yosef. I mean, this is, believe it or not, it's very practical. Soldiers now in the place, they cannot stay there for half an hour. Should they light at least and then blow it after 15 minutes? The answer is no. If you do light without the bracha, remember the mitzvah is if you light and potentially you can leave it for half an hour. Yes? But if you are in a situation and you know that you're on the move, it's a group of soldiers, they have to move now. Many of them are going to light. And you have to move, isn't it? Light b'li beracha, but you see, Eli, this is why Adlaka Osam Mitzvah is so important.
But I saw that there is an opinion that it doesn't even have to be a half hour, so do safek brachot lakel. Because somewhere it says, I saw it somewhere that it says the machloket whether you need the half hour or not.
No. Everyone
No, I
agrees.
saw-
No.
I saw it
I'm
in
not.
Rabbi Meso's.
It's fine. Well, the question is it a half an hour or an hour and a half? And I explain to you what you saw. If you do Be'emet the way the Rambam says, it must be half an hour. Some say it's more than half an hour. Why? Let's say I'm going to like to go about 10 to 5. This is because I take the opinion that with Ishkach Hama.
so
But
you want to go with other opinions?
if he takes the opinion that it's a 15 minutes after sunset, then you must have, this is what you meant to say.
Rabbi, can I ask a question about the preparation again? You mentioned before, Rabbi, you mentioned before about preparation that it was a very big mitzvah. But technically speaking, today we're buying the pre-packaged. There's zero preparation. You snap the top off, light, and you're good to go. Where's the preparation?
Right. Some people.
That goes back.
Rabbi Mesa said on one of
Never
his-
ever buy the pre-packaged.
Rambam said one of his lectures, he said,
Rambam said.
All of them?
Yes, you're right. It's like you're buying ready-made food for Shabbat and your mom prepared the food.
No, and for that, I go even further. Why can't I have the goy? I can have the goy prepare for me. If the goy is making a Chinese person is making that candle.
I know, Steve.
So listen, for many people, it's a blessing. It's a pre-packaged for others.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Bought only 6 packages of candles and all year long.
Look at, it says two Rishonim.
but the halacha Turi
No, I'm not
shel
saying,
Yom,
I'm not saying the halacha is not like that, I'm just
it's
saying.
smart in the halachot
Maybe it's,
maybe.
Sorry, really?
Nice day, Rabbi.
The old Maimonides is I have both songs. He brings that some Rishonim are saying that if they burn it for a minute, they run at the cow.